One Zambia, One Nation, good evening and welcome to Zanis News. With me, Ethel Chanda. Our sign language interpreter is Renard Sumkonda. We have the headlines. President Hichilema to commission solar plant in Namwala. Chambishi copper smelter hands over infrastructure worth 3 million kwacha. Chembe farmers urged to sell maize to FRA. Plus construction of Minsundu Secondary School taking shape. Zanis News in detail. Huawei Technologies Zambia has installed a 0.5 megawatt solar power plant at Muchila Primary and Secondary Schools in Namwala District of Southern Province. President Hakainde Hichilema is expected to commission the project that has benefited the entire Muchila village and 11 other schools. Details in this report.
This is Mujila Combined School located over 40 kilometers from the Choma-Namwala Road. Just like many other schools in rural areas, Muchila has its own challenges, and lack of electricity was one of them. But Huawei Technologies Zambia has changed the face of the school and the community by installing a 5 megawatt solar power plant to provide electricity at the school as well as the surrounding community. The project has brought so much joy to the learners.
What has changed is that now with the introduction of the solar system, we can be able to start even during evening preparations. It is easy because we have electricity now, so we can be able to start anytime we want. And also it's helping us when using the internet. We can use the internet when you want to find out more information. Whatever you want to find out, you can use the internet using them. So it's really helping us a lot.
Indeed, like during the exams, our teachers they just print out that system of lighting on the board is no longer there. Much excited because I think as for now, we're going to pour up our success. We'll make sure that this year in Muchila, we're going to make a name.
For the management at the school, the project will not just benefit Mujila, but 11 other schools in the zone.
So this does not only benefit our school. I'm saying so because during the mock examinations, this was a printing center. Exams could be set maybe at the district level, but printing for the zone, our schools, the center for printing for about 11 other schools. Then you could have a challenge of power. We want to connect two printers, the machine couldn't manage. Sometimes there may be fewer, sometimes maybe just a 40 develops. Now we can even embrace other schools.
Saulo Simalimba, the benefit is immense. Apart from benefiting from the free electricity, he has also gained employment.
Kumaraita nguba gatwetera twajana utete ayetabubutu ogunogwa mujira kamutwari upengede tuba community.
Installation of this plant has changed our lives. As for me, I have been given a job as a watchman.
Ponya anchito mendeberega wano ndagajana kuzo mu January no baga simpa.
As the country continues to experience the energy crisis, such initiatives are vital towards providing mitigation measures. Michelo Lubinda for Zanis in Namwala District, Southern Province.
Still in Southern Province, preparations for Venemukuni traditional ceremony for the Toka Lea people of Kazungula District are progressing well. President Hakainde Hichilema is expected to grace the traditional ceremony, which will be held from 5th to 6th of July 2024. More in the following report.
These are part of the preparations taking place at Simokale Shrine, which is the main arena of the Venemukuni traditional ceremony. The traditional ceremony, which is for the Tokalea people of Kazungula District in Southern Province, will be held from the 5th of July 2024 to Saturday the 6th of July 2024. Kazungula District Commissioner Elias Yamubila says preparations are progressing well in readiness for the ceremony.
The program as at now It is progressing very well. I was there yesterday, and I was there today in the morning, where the other arena is almost done. But all what we need to do as a district, both the districts, is that we'll have to water the area so that the dust does not go up. And so we'll be working with the local authorities to making sure that water is put around all that area so that it is very wet. And so everyone is busy. Like today in the morning, they're doing their final touches.
The history and the meaning of the Benemukuni traditional ceremony was well explained.
Benemukuni came from Congo through Central Province. He came to find the Bedyango here. After it vassalized across even to Zimbabwe, but because he had great interest of the Victoria Falls, so he U-turned, thinking that maybe he could be settle in this area as well. But he found there were people already who were under the Bedyango that time.
President Hakainde Hichilema is expected to grace the ceremony on Saturday, a development that has excited the people and the traditional leadership.
Ei ceremony ipandulula mbuli mukuni mbwaka sika kuno kuzouswana na abana mukuni kupanga munzu omwe. Ya tuliboteredde kapati maningi kamba ba president balabola kutuswaya so chimvika kabotu kuti ba president basika ku ceremony mpati mbuli yeso chimvika kabotu nga chabota maningi.
Jane Simalumba Zanis in Livingstone, Southern Province.
Meanwhile, President Hakainde Hichilema has reaffirmed Zambia's commitment to support the African Union vision of promoting regional and continental integration for economic growth and development of the continent. President Hichilema said this in a speech read for him by Vice President Mtalina Lumango at the 20 Years of Economic, Social and Cultural Council flag-raising ceremony in Lusaka. Wope Sendwe gives us more in the following report.
A flag-raising ceremony to commemorate 20 years of existence for the Economic, Social and Cultural Council, ECOSOC, that was established under the African Union, AU, with regards to Africa's integration and development. Vice President Mtalina Lumango delivered a speech on behalf of President Hakainde Hichilema, who congratulated ECOSOC for putting the African citizen at the center of development and connecting all stakeholders with the people-centric vision of the African Union.
Therefore, through you, ECOSOC, a lot has been achieved through the involvement of the civil society, and a lot more, like was indicated, will be achieved. Looking therefore forward to another 20 years. The African Union flag represents our shared values of unity in diversity, peace and security, as well as economic development and integration. As a country, we reaffirm our collective commitment to support the African Union's vision of promoting regional and continental integration. Zambia remains committed to enhancing economic growth and development.
President Hichilema reiterated the need to continue engaging civil society organizations that play a pivotal role to achieving the 2063 goals set by national, regional, and continental frameworks.
I also acknowledge the civil society organization engaged in the African Union policy-making process and interfacing in between the voices of African citizens as well as the African Union in the areas of development, governance, and peace processes.
ECOSOC aims to further catalyze the active participation of citizens in shaping a prosperous Africa that values democracy, peace, and sustainable development.
Implementation and strategic brainstorming process that have been instrumental in shaping ECOSOC's initiatives. Embracing a participatory approach, a true friends and partners with governments, they stand as the bedrock of support for our member states and the African Union nurturing grassroots engagement in ensuring the amplification of all citizens' voices within our governance framework.
The African Group of Ambassadors and High Commissioners paid tribute to Zambia's dedication to African unity and the foundational principles of the AU.
As we celebrate and reflect on the 2 decades of citizen-driven engagement and look forward the future, we draw inspirations from the legacy of our founding fathers and mothers as we collectively pursue a united and prosperous Africa.
ECOSOC presented a token of appreciation to Zambia for its role in championing the continent's developmental agenda. Bope Sendo for Zanis in Lusaka.
In other news, Development Aid from People to People DAP Managing Director Elise Sorensen says her organization has created more than 2,500 direct jobs. Ms. Sorensen said this when she visited the Ministry of Information and Media to highlight some of the programs that her firm is undertaking. Lakson Makosa has more in this story.
The Development Aid from People to People in Zambia, DAP, is a local non-government organization that has been in existence since 1986. The organization, which has its presence in 86 districts, has been instrumental in supplementing government efforts in creating the much-needed job opportunities. Currently, the organization has created over 2,500 permanent jobs in its outlets dotted countrywide. Additionally, the organization has been a source of employment for many ordinary people who buy second-hand clothes and shoes which they later resell. DAP Managing Director, who visited the Ministry of Information and Media, highlights the organization's contribution towards uplifting the socio-economic welfare of communities in all the 10 provinces where it operates from.
We have complemented the effort of the government to implement sustainable development in the areas of agriculture, improving livelihoods for people, reducing poverty, improving the health for people, including reducing HIV/AIDS.
Government was elated with the work that DAP is doing in bettering the lives of the ordinary Zambians.
Colleagues, we are here to just meet with DAP and just get to learn more of their work. I'm aware, the little that I've been told is that they do partner with government in numerous programs and initiatives aimed at empowering the communities.
And Zanis pledged to work closely with DAP in highlighting some of the projects it is implementing in various sectors of the economy.
As Zanis, we stand ready to actually work with you. Just to start with, we are present in about 116 districts. And also it's good to learn that we are also present in some of these rural areas.
While ZNBC assured DAP that it stands ready as a public broadcaster to partner with the organization in disseminating information on some of the programs that it is undertaking in the quest to enhance national development.
And as a public broadcaster, we need to disseminate. You ably said that you are there as a partner, as a social partner to the government to supplement development. So we'll be very grateful to have this information disseminated to the people.
Through the sale of clothes and shoes, DAP is supporting projects in sectors such as education, health, agriculture, and climate change. For Zanis, I'm Lakson Makosa.
Chambishi Copper Smelter has handed over classroom blocks, a mother's shelter, and an ablution block worth over 3 million kwacha to government in Kalushi district. Chambishi Copper Smelter Chief Executive Officer says his company is committed to partnering with government to improve school infrastructure. Join Wala Kapapula with the details.
They are the beneficiaries of a 1x4 classroom block constructed by Chambishi Copper Smelter here in Kalolushi on the Copper Belt. The additional classroom blocks will ease the accommodation challenges at the school.
Seeing that Chambishi Primary School is the only primary school that caters for over 2,400 learners. As a result, classroom space has been a challenge.
Kalulushi District Commissioner Kelly Jiwinga says government will continue empowering vulnerable communities to better their lives.
Those of you that have been following the New Dawn government, we've channeled a lot of money in the Ministry of Education because the New Dawn government came into government on a number of promises. One of them was provision of free education. And His Excellency the President delivered the free education to the Zambian people.
Chambeshi Copper Smelter, through its social responsibility policies, come to the aid of the district through constructing classroom blocks.
CCS focus its corporate social responsibility project primarily on enhancing local healthcare, culture and educational development, infrastructure construction, and traditional cultural activities with contribution exceeding 5 million per annum. And today, at this time point, despite the challenges we have faced, we are honored to formally present CCS Social Responsibility Project for 2023 to government.
And former Kalulushi Mayor Rashida Mulenga is happy with the construction of education infrastructure.
Education and health are key areas for the development of our district and the nation at large. I also want to thank CCS, who have been an all-weather friend to Kalulushi district. My appeal is continue doing more to the community so that the community can continue to benefit and appreciate you more.
Boeleka Papla for Zanis in Kalulushi.
Central Province Assistant Secretary Mwape Kasanda has called for coordinated efforts in the fight against gender-based violence, GBV. Mr. Kasanda states that stakeholders should work together to sensitize communities on GBV, which he says will enable them act against perpetrators. More in the following report.
With 426 cases recorded in the first quarter of this year in Central Province, gender-based violence continues to be among the most critical issues affecting communities in the region. And stakeholders are sitting to discuss ways to enhance the fight against gender-based violence at the first quarter gender subcommittee meeting in Kabwe. Assistant Secretary Mwape Kasanda notes that the province has made progress in this fight.
We increased the number of safe shelters from 5 to 7, providing refuge to our survivors in our places of awareness and campaigns. And during this period, campaigns were able to reach out to over 20,000 people.
Principal Gender Officer Tamara Opara is appealing for coordination in addressing issues of gender-based violence in the region.
We have been receiving numbers from VSU, One Stop Center, Ministry of Health, Social Welfare. The numbers are not tallying, and that is a concern.
United States Agency for International Development, Momentum Country and Global Leadership has also been working with the government to support the fight against gender-based violence in Central Province.
There was also a purpose was to support the Ministry of Health in assessing the readiness of rank system to respond to GBV survivors. So basically this assessment was to look at how are we identifying our survivors and how are we tracking them. How are they doing? Is there any repetitive case when we identify?
Shupekile Nkunika for Zanis in Kabwe.
We take our first break. Still to come, chamber farmers urged to sell maize to FRA, plus more stories. Stay tuned.
The Issue is a program that looks at topical issues happening in the country. Watch The Issue every Friday at 19:30 hours, only on Zanis TV, Channel 6 DTT and Channel 458 DTH on Topstar. Don't miss.
Woman Thou Art is a program that offers counsel to the female folk, sharing real-life experiences and providing guidance to the women and young girls on necessary steps and conduct that will help shape and nurture a sober society. Watch Woman Thou Art on Zanis TV every Wednesday at 18:30 hours on the Topster channel, channel 6 DTT, and channel 458 DTH.
We continue with the news. In agriculture, Chembe District Commissioner Christopher Mwansa has urged farmers in the area to sell their maize to the Food Reserve Agency, FRA. Mr. Mwansa says selling maize to FRA will ensure that the country secures enough stocks for government to adequately manage the hunger situation that has hit some parts of the country. Trevor Luvala filed in this report.
They showcased various crop harvests as a testimony of their capability to contribute to the food security at both household and national level. This was during this year's Chembe District Agricultural Show, which was commemorated under the theme Creating a Competitive Future. Chembe District Commissioner Christopher Mwansa graced the event.
Family wonse uyo uwasombwele afile ashtisha something not less than 10 bags for FRA. Echo bulefa yokuteko kututila papeba tera ina munshila yansala tukese bomfya food. To increase production, the government has created an atmosphere where farmers have started accessing financial support through loans under the Financial Financing Facility.
And Chief Kasomaluela pledged to empower more women with farms. Outstanding farmers were also awarded in different categories. Trevor Luvala for Zanis in Chembe District.
Heifer International, with the financial support from Swedish International Development Agency, has donated bicycles to farmers under Chadiza District Women Development Association. Heifer International Director of Programs, Chabota Miova, says the bicycles are meant to ease mobility. Jubel Zulu has more.
Mobility of farmers is cardinal and is tied to good agricultural practices on monitoring and evaluation, especially when women are involved. This is the reason behind Heifer, with the financial support from Swedish International Development Agency, SIDA, donating 40 bicycles to Chadiza lead farmers and the District Women Development Association.
District Women Association is well spaced apart, covers the whole district, long distances, and one of the key activities in terms of business which the association does is agricultural business. So for them to be able to meet their obligations and provide extension support through capacity development support, extension services, follow-ups to activities, we are here to provide bicycles to enhance the mobility of the lead farmers so that they're able to easily cover the widespread population.
The district administration urges beneficiaries to foster sustainable agriculture.
Okay, so agriculture is the backbone of our economy, and the role of women in this sector cannot be overstated. So by supporting the Women Economic Empowerment Project, we are not only investing in the individual farmers, but also in the prosperity and development of the entire district.
Farmers want to do more, especially with good means of transport in villages.
Ulingana na njala hii talantira mapunziro yakalimidwe kochokera mgampani ripa kasinta uthira manyowa ndiponso usintha kwa nyengo uku tifunika alimi ubyala mitengo inenso khala lijifama nikhala munthu umozi woyendera woneka ndondomeko zimwe izi kuti kodi ndondomeko zomwe tinaphunzira zilukwaniritsidwa.
We decided to give these bicycles to these beneficiaries because we've got 28 who will be running as VISLA agents. When we talk of VISLA agents, we're talking about Village Saving and Lending Association. These leaders will be able to monitor the saving groups to see how they are faring in terms of savings, loans, and just how the entire group is faring. We also have 6 who are under the Animal Health Committee. We had distributed 252 goats last year to 4 area associations. So these 6 people that have been selected are coming from the groups that have the livestock.
Jubel Zulu, Zanis, Chadiza District, Eastern Province.
You are watching Zanis News. Over 187,000 kwacha has been disbursed as empowerment funds to women under the village banking program in Kasama. Our staffer, Japhet Munkondia, reports that District Commissioner Annie Paul says the funds are in line with the many empowerment programs that government has introduced to support vulnerable people.
A song to encourage women to work hard in communities. Kasama District Commissioner Annie Paul has witnessed the disbursement of over 187,000 kwacha to 135 women in Kasama District as loans through the village banking program.
This initiative has been a beacon of hope and empowerment for our community, allowing women to access financial support for their entrepreneurial endeavors and helping them secure a better future for themselves and their families.
Northern Province Community Development Officer Martin Mwansa urged beneficiaries to pay back the funds so that others could benefit from the program. The district commissioner reminded the women to put what they have learned from the village banking program into practice.
I urge all loan recipients to make the most of the life and business skills training you have received as part of this program. By leveraging these variable insights and knowledge, you have the opportunity to not only strengthen your businesses, but also enhance your overall personal and professional development.
Meanwhile, beneficiaries had this to say. Reporting for Zanis in Kasama District, I'm Japhet Munkondia.
Zambia Environmental Management Agency, ZEMA, Environmental Assessment Committee member Alec Muvundika says the online emission monitoring machines that have been placed in manganese smelting plants will help to detect baseline emissions in the country. Dr. Muvundika was speaking when the Environmental Assessment Committee toured some manganese smelting plants in Serenje District. More in the following report.
Almost all industrial installations have a requirement to know and monitor their emissions to atmosphere and take steps to reduce or limit their emissions. The quantities of gases that plants are permitted to emit are enforced by the Zambia Environmental Management Authority, ZEMA, and can vary on the type of industry, plant or fuel that is being burnt. The Zambia Environmental Management Authority Environmental Assessment Committee toured some plants in Serenje District and is impressed with emissions monitoring systems that have been installed.
The online monitoring system for emissions is good because then it will help us capture in our NDCs how much emissions are coming from plants like this. But also more importantly, it will help us come up with a cap. If we're going to reduce our emissions, at least we will know the baseline emissions that are coming from such plants. So our NDC actually will be enhanced with the setting up of such systems at such facilities.
Zambia Environmental Management Authority Acting Director for Operations, Christopher Kanema, revealed that standards have been set for each parameter.
We have set standards for these parameters like sulfur dioxide, carbon monoxide, and the NOxes. So if you have an online monitoring system, then you are able to see whether they are operating within the set standards or not. So that is on the compliance side.
Zambia Information Management Authority Information and Communication Technologies Technician Victor Kanguya explains how ZEMA can integrate the systems.
There are two possibilities of integration. Like I mentioned before, we can integrate from their online system. If we can get an API from their system to our system, then that one will be much fairly cheaper because you will not have to purchase any equipment.
Daniel Billy, Zanis News, in Serenja District, Central Province.
We take another break. Stay tuned.
Zambia Today is a program that keeps you informed on various government policies and programs. Join us every Tuesday at 18 hours on Zanis TV, Topstar Platform, Channel 6 DTT, and 458 DTH. Don't miss.
And now the rest of the news. Southern Province has recorded a 26% increase in school enrollment since the introduction of the free education policy. Here are the details.
The free education policy introduced by the government in 2021 is bearing fruits. Most children whose parents could not afford to pay school fees have now gone back to school. In Southern Province, 160,000 pupils have been enrolled since 2021.
In 2021, our enrollment was 608,778. 2022, enrollment started increasing. In 2023, we had 769,346. The actual number of the children who were brought back to school, we have 160,568 learners.
To respond to the increased enrollment, the government has also rehabilitated and procured over 34,000 desks.
We have 21,659 double-seater desks, which has been done by CDF through Council. We have about 2,613 single-seaters. We have these desks which we are getting, which we are damaged. The government also released money, apart from this CDF, to rehabilitate these desks. You realize that from these desks rehabilitation, Southern Province, we have even already distributed 10,203 desks.
Additional 1x3 classroom block in some schools has also been handed over, and others are still under construction, financed by CDF. Costa Kimdenda, Zanis, in Joma District, Southern Province.
Construction of the 19 million kwacha Minsundu Secondary School under the World Bank in Ndola District on the Copper Belt is taking shape. Ndola District Commissioner Joseph Piri, who toured the construction site, has expressed satisfaction with the progress made at the site. Details in the following report.
This is one of the projects that government is spearheading to ensure learners have access to quality education. Minsundu Secondary School is part of the 15 schools that government is constructing on the Copperbelt province with the help of World Bank. Ndola District Commissioner Joseph Piri has visited the site and is impressed with the quality of works done so far.
That I'm very happy because this is a proper development. If you can see the catchment area where this school, the pupils that will be the pupils that will be coming into this school. I'm sure you have seen a lot of villages around there, and the nearest school is Chiwala, isn't it?
Yes.
The nearest secondary school is Chiwala, and they are some kilometers away.
Chikumbi.
Chikumbi, which is very far again. But bringing this school here, it is of great help. It will lessen the burden, even for those pupils who are not ready to go to secondary schools, because it will be near. Even the pupils from Kawam.
The district commissioner says he will address some of the challenges the workers are facing at the site.
To the challenges that our workers are facing here, I think I want to explicitly state that I will see the PO and of course the DEBs, so that we can see these small challenges. We can see how best we can come in, especially the aspect of water. If we want to expedite, which we want to expedite these works, so we should have water near, because the nearest point of drawing water is there, very far, and rolling a drum from that side, bringing it here, I think it takes a lot of...
The construction of the school has elated the learners and teachers.
Materials were brought on site. By February, it will reach up to 80%.
Okay.
But when you see like the district commissioner visiting the sites like this, then they are concerned about the time frame, and also looking at how they are going to help a poor child who is moving very long distances to find to access a secondary school. The nearest secondary school there is Chifubu, that is in this area. So having a secondary school within this catchment, it will be of great help.
19 million kwacha is being spent on the construction of Minsundu Secondary School. Nelly Bota, Zanis, Ndola.
Now, the Zambia Civic Education Association, working with the Ministry of Community Development and Social Services, has trained 30 members of the Lusaka District Child Protection Committee as trainer of trainers on child protection and safeguarding. Lusaka District Commissioner Rosa Zulu, who was represented by Lusaka District Administrative Officer Oneo Chia, says the training is vital in the successful implementation of the Participation First Children's Voices Matter project. Michelo Mwimba now reports.
In November 2022, President Hakainde Hichilema signed the Children's Code Act No. 12 of 2022 that looks into the welfare of a child in terms of their rights and responsibilities. In line with this act, the Zambia Civic Education Association, working together with the Child Development Department under the Ministry of Community Development and Social Services, commenced a 2.5-year project called Participation First Children's Voices Matter in August 2023, and is expected to end in April 2026.
The pilot phase, which will run for 2.5 years, it started last August 2023 and it's ending in 2026, April. The project in number is targeting to reach out at least to 1,000 boys and 1,000 girls who are aware both in and out of school, including children with disabilities aged between 10 and 17. At least 5% of the total number of children that are going to be reached in each of the provinces should be children with disabilities.
In order for the project to be successfully implemented in the targeted 40 districts across the country, a training of trainers of 30 district Child Protection Committee members in Lusaka has been conducted on child participation and safeguarding.
The District Child Protection Committee, which is transforming into the District Child Coordinating Committee, is multi-sectoral in nature, and it is also inter or multidisciplinary coordinating entity whose major role to provide leadership and oversight on policy implementation and to coordinate all stakeholders working with or supporting children and vulnerable children at district level. This is done in order to optimize outcomes for children.
The training was officiated by Lusaka District Commissioner Rosa Zulu through Lusaka District Administrative Officer Oneo Chia.
This training will be followed by another one, which will give an opportunity to our young children to learn about reporting The community will also be engaged so that everyone is sensitized on the importance of child participation and child safeguarding, and the children must be allowed to express themselves on important matters of life. They should also be given proper guidance on the values and principles that will help them be responsible both now and in the future.
Mijelo Mwemba reporting for Zanis in Lusaka.
A Chirundu district-based non-governmental organization, Children's Joy Village Foundation, has reaffirmed its commitment to continue supplementing government's efforts in helping the less privileged in society. Foundation Director Moses Chilufya says Chirundu, being one of the 84 districts that was adversely affected by the El Nino weather phenomena induced drought, there is urgent need for NGOs and other organizations to help government in meeting the basic needs of the people. Mr. Chilufya praised government for initiating various social protection programs in a bid to cushion the vulnerable people from the adverse effects of the drought. He observed that government alone cannot manage to meet all the basic needs of the vulnerable people, hence the need to supplement its efforts. Earlier, a recipient, Natasha Msonda, expressed happiness to Children's Joy Village Foundation for helping some vulnerable families in society. In sports news, Lusaka Province Chess Association has described the 2024 Chess Championship won by Red Arrows Chess Club as competitive. Association Secretary Mabin Chinama says his executive is happy with the level of competition exhibited by participating teams during the two-day championship played at the National Institute for Public Administration, NIPA main campus. In an interview with Zanis Sports, Chinama said his association will continue providing an enabling environment for the sport to thrive. Chinama paid glowing tribute to the sponsors of the championship, namely Lubosha Kapalaya, for the brand Luonyaka, among others, and Red Arrows Chess Club immediate past chairperson, Edward Dimbilika, described his team's performance as well-deserved. Red Arrows Chess Club won the tournament after beating stubborn Lusaka Chess Club by a point. On that item, we end Zanis News this evening. We now have a recap of the headlines. President Hichilema to commission solar plant in Namwala. Chambishi Copper Smelter hands over infrastructure worth 3 million kwacha. Chembe farmers urged to sell maize to FRA. Plus construction of Minsundu Secondary School taking shape. Thank you so much for watching Zanis News this evening. My name is Ethel Chanda and our sign language interpreter is Renard Simkonda. Have a good evening.